Okay, it's that time of year where I hang Christmas ornaments and clean the cobwebs off my ceiling. The budget for Kentucky's post-secondary educational system is kind of a big fella. It's $5.7 billion. Only $1.2 billion comes from the taxpayer or the general fund. A few million comes from the tobacco fund, and $800 million comes from the feds. The rest is restricted funds, or funds that are gathered for a specific purpose and spent for a specific purpose. In this case, tuition. So my question normally is the taxpayer getting his or her money's worth? That's the case now, but also I'm going to ask, is the student getting his or her money's worth? Because I think everybody knows that tuition, whether it's public or private school, has been going up higher than inflation for decades. And I do want to emphasize that just like the safety net, I do support taxpayer support for post-secondary education. I like a lot of things about it. But to me, it's a question of the little bubble in the level when you're trying to put up a shelf straight. If it's out of whack, you don't get it back into whack by smacking it back the other way. You just have to tap it. And that's what I'm looking to do. I'm just looking to tap it to get it straight, to get it level. There is some waste there. And let's not completely whack post-secondary education. Let's just get the waste out of it. For example, I want to know why tuition keeps on going up. And one reason, I think, is greed. Now, I know we're talking about the sainted public sector, but I think that people in the public sector are as greedy and they want power and influence just as much as anybody in the private sector. The other reason is that you have a third party in there, kind of like you do for healthcare. I think that's one of the reasons healthcare and healthcare insurance is so unaffordable, because you've got the government or sometimes insurance companies in there. They're paying the bill, and so it cuts that connection between the person and the value of what they get for their services. They don't see it. But I do have to question things like if there's so much money for instruction. Okay, that's kind of a big budgetary item, and that's fine. That's what I would expect from a post-secondary education budget. But then what is all the money for academic support? And then what's all the money for institutional support? And the other question I have is, do we really need 8 state-supported universities? I mean, that's University of Louisville, University of Kentucky, Eastern, Western, Northern, Kentucky State, Murray, Moorhead, and then that's not including the technical and community colleges. Do we really need all that?